Today we're going to study the G major scale and how chords like G major 7, A minor, which is on the second step of a G major scale, and B minor and C major 7 are formed. Basically, it's a process of stacking thirds. What do I mean by a third? If you start with the G major scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, this is the second octave of it, G to B is a third. So you can draw a line like that, and then B to D is a third. Now G to B is a major third. B to D is a minor third. But that's not important. All you do is count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's your fifth. Then 6, 7. There's your arch over here. That's a major seventh, F sharp is. You just have to memorize this for the time being. Once your ear is trained, then it will become second nature and you won't ever think about it again. So if we wanted to form a G major 7 chord, we would play a G, the low note on our guitar, on the 6th string, a B on the 5th string, 2nd fret, a D on the 4th string, a 5th up, and then an F sharp would give us a G major 7 chord. Now if we wanted to play an extended chord and we wanted to keep it simple, so the guitar can only play so many notes. You've got 6 you can play and that's it. And if you look at the fully extended chord, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you have to drop 1 or 2 out, and you have to get the flavor that you want. Do you really need the 9th in there? It's a real pretty thing. Do you need 11th in there? The 11th is it's called a suspension in classical when it acts a certain way. We won't cover that anytime soon. But in jazz or rock, it adds a sense of floating. That's the best thing I can tell you right now. But if we wanted to make a G extended chord, we'd play the root and then we'd play A, C, E on top of that. So A, C, E happens to be an A minor chord. So that's a fragment. If you've heard of chord fragments, and you may not have if you're just beginning, but if you have, then that would be a chord fragment on the G root. And I won't cover any more about that. So that's how we make our G major 7 chord, these 4 notes. Now, if you come down here and go and write A all the way back around to A, you're going to form an A minor scale by stacking thirds here, just like you did here. Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you play A, C, E, G, and it gives you an A minor 7 chord. If you just play A, C, and E and repeat those notes higher up, you've got just the A minor chord. And so that's how we form an A minor chord. Now if you want to form a B minor chord, you start from B, go all the way around to B again, and I wrote it out here, B to B, in the key of G now. That gives you a B minor chord, and if you wanted to add the A, it gives you a B minor 7. Remember, it's a flat 7. That was a major 7th, and I will play this, the next lesson I'm going to play this on guitar and let you hear the different qualities. Now you can have an extended chord, B, D, F sharp, and you can add a C to it to make it a B minor flat 9 chord, or you can add what's done quite a bit. All these are done quite a bit, but you can add 11th to it and have a B minor 11 chord. B, D, F sharp, E. You can have a 13th chord by just having B, D, F sharp, and a G. And you can do these any kind of way that you want. You can choose any 3 or 4 of these extensions. That's what they're called, extensions. 9, 11, 13, and 7th are extensions. These are part of the root triad. That's why it's called root. They designated the name hundreds of years ago. Then you come to C major 7, and we just go from C all the way around to C again. So I wrote it out here, C to C, 2 octaves. C, E, G forms the C major chord. If we add the B to it, it becomes a C major 7 chord. So if we count up from the root, 1, 2, 3 is the major 3rd, 4, 5 is the 5th, 6, 7 is the 7th. Let's go one more. C, D is the 9th, 10th. E is sometimes, that's the 10th step. That's an octave of the G.